maybe a tee time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses, and definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wekopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
A bean and cheese burrito for $1 in this economy? Hell yeah. Del Taco's new Get a Lot for What You've Got value menu has over 10 items, like the value bean and cheese burrito with red or green sauce for, you guessed it, $1. Del Taco is winning the value game with some of your favorite items, like the snack taco, mini shakes, and the $1 value bean and cheese burrito. Did we mention it was just $1? I know, we can't believe it either. Get to Del Taco today. Hell yeah. Price and participation may vary.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a diamond sourcing expert, I'll tell you just how differently we source our diamonds so your engagement ring can be the most beautiful. We work directly with our diamond partners who reserve the best stones just for us. We handpick and inspect each diamond, then negotiate the best price. At Shane Company, we believe this is the only way to properly buy a diamond, because a friend goes the extra mile to make sure you get your dream diamond at your dream price. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Law Bear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
It's the lunch break.
Welcome in the Monday edition of the lunch break right here, KDUS AM 1060. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Chris Schubert, producer Evan is on the other side of the glass. Whether you're listening to us on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, you're streaming the video version of the show on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out with us here today on the program. A lot of baseball to recap from the weekend. A story drops about Ketel Marte frustrating some members of the organization. Trust me, I have plenty of thoughts on that. It is minicamp week for the Arizona Cardinals, and it already looks like we've got an answer to one of the 2 holdouts. A major ruling for the NCAA that basically means they don't exist. We'll get to it all here today on the program. Producer Evan, how are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Nothing crazy. It was nice and relaxing. And happy to be back on the show. Happy to get a Monday edition in, which it's going to be a fun week. Fun 2 weeks.
You're starting the needling already, I see.
I don't know. Do you want me to intro it?
Well, I was going to do it at the end of the daily special. I was going to actually talk sports, and then I was going to get to what is probably going to be the main through line of the show for the next 2 weeks. If that's all right with you.
Of course.
I would rather start with the Diamondbacks and then get to the plate of wings that is sitting next to me that I will show off for the camera. We already put out some social media content, or at least we recorded some social media content about the pick segment punishment that begins today for me. We'll let you know about all of that here as well. But let's start. The Diamondbacks welcomed in producer Evan's Washington Nationals, and like he was telling us all last week, they were a pesky bunch.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
They were able to salvage the finale yesterday. But all in all, about as disappointing of a weekend you could probably have. I know we just got done with a weekend where they got swept in Seattle. But to only score 2 runs in the first 2 games of this series against Washington, to score only 7 runs in the 3-game series against a Washington team that can't pitch, they can score. We saw that in the first 2 games of this series. We've been talking about it all year. They're a pesky bunch. They can score, but they also give up a ton of runs. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case for the Arizona Diamondbacks on Friday and Saturday when they laid 2 eggs against this Washington team. Good on them for salvaging the series finale, or else we would be talking about back-to-back weekends in which this team got swept. Now sitting at 34-31 after the win yesterday, a missed opportunity. You split a 4-game series with the Dodgers. You pick up your first 2 wins of the season against that team, the team that you're looking up at in the National League West. And you finish it off with an emotional win in the finale of the series to, it's the word of the day, salvage a series split. And then Washington comes into town. And you know you're going to have to score against Washington because they're a good offensive group. But you score just 2 runs in the first 2 games of the series, and you halt any of the momentum that even remotely existed after you split with the Dodgers. I don't know how much momentum actually there was, but if there was any, it went away rather quickly. It went away, I don't know, somewhere between the first and 6th innings of Friday's game. You allowed 2 in the first. You allowed 5 in the 6th, 4 in the 3rd. You were down 12-0 by the time the bottom of the 6th rolled around. I think by then we could say the momentum, if there was any, was probably gone. As Merrill Kelly had a clunker on Friday, Eduardo Rodriguez throws a clunker on Saturday. He still is waiting for that 100th win, and it's just massively disappointing. It is just a massive letdown. Washington's not a bad team, but they're not a great team. You shouldn't be outscored in the first 2 games of this series 20-2. Washington's a good offense. They're not 20 runs in 2 games good. They're not 10 runs a game good. Picked a really bad time to throw 2 clunkers. And oh, by the way, those 2 clunkers get thrown with the backdrop being you're not getting Corbin Burns anytime soon. Corbin Burns ain't going to save this team. So the 2 guys that are old reliable, the 2 guys that are supposed to be uber dependable, they're supposed to be the guys that you at least, when you looked at this series and you saw it on paper, you thought to yourself, okay, we're going to win one of the Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez games, right? We might win both, but we're going to win at least one. You're thinking that you're going to have this series locked up by the time Sunday rolls around. And instead, you lose both. And you lose both because both guys struggle. And if not for Michael Soroka yesterday, the storyline today would be how poor this rotation has been as of late. Eduardo Rodriguez not good on Saturday. Merrill Kelly not good on Friday. Zach Gallen not good his last time out. Michael Soroka before yesterday not good his last time out. Ryan Nelson struggling. We'd be talking about a rotation that their last turn plus through. Looking more like the group that required Torey Lovello to call an all-hands meeting with the pitching staff. It's the Washington Nationals. I get it. They're a good offensive team. You shouldn't be losing series at home to the Washington Nationals. Not if you want to be taken seriously in this wild card race. And trust me, I know where the Diamondbacks sit in the wild card race right now. I know the National League wild card race is kind of wide open at the moment. You've even got the worst team is the Colorado Rockies, still just 10.5 games back. You wouldn't say completely out of it at this point. So I know the Diamondbacks are holding on to that third and final spot, but they got the Padres a half game behind them, the Pirates a half game behind them, the Cubs a half game behind them, a Washington Nationals team that just took 2 out of 3 from you. They got back to 500. They're 1.5 games back of you. You got teams below 500 within 4 or 5 games of the final wild card spot. It is going to be the wild, wild west to determine who's going to get that third and final spot. You could have created a little more separation for yourselves if with the 2 guys you want on the mound, you won one of those starts. But instead, we're talking about a team that's 3-7 in their last 10. We're talking about a team that hasn't won a series in their last 3 times of asking. 2 out of 3 here against Washington, a split against the Dodgers. You got swept in Seattle. So since coming off of that stretch where they did exactly what they needed to do, it's 3-7. It's 3 straight series where you don't get a win. And sure, you now hit the road. You start a road trip in Miami tomorrow night. You'll go to Cincinnati. Miami just as pesky as Washington. Cincinnati, one of those teams that we mentioned, right there within striking distance. You got the Angels when you come back. You looked at Washington, Miami, Cincinnati, and the Angels as a softer part of your schedule. Not as soft as Colorado and San Francisco, but a softer part of the schedule. If you could just survive against Seattle and the Dodgers, you felt like you could come out the other side and start stacking some wins. But instead, we're still looking for a series win since they swept San Francisco now 2 weeks ago. Just disappointing. A missed opportunity in a season that is starting to get full of missed opportunities. Diamondbacks are kind of lucky that they did what they did against the Giants and the Rockies, or else where would this team be? Because they're not giving you a ton of confidence outside of playing those teams, and you saw it again over the weekend. Bad time for the wheels to fall off some starters, a bad time for you to give up some big crooked numbers to a Washington team that can hit the baseball. At least you won yesterday so that it wasn't a sweep.
Yeah, thankfully you were able to salvage the Sunday game, but outside of that, I mean, to come off that walk-off home run on Thursday night and then have it come into this series, it feels like it did with the Seattle series where you go up there with a little bit of momentum and you get swept. Or in this case, you feel like you just get a win just to split with the Dodgers and win game 4 in the fashion you want it, where you're down 2-0, you come back, you get the walk-off homer, you have all the momentum, and you throw up a stinker like that on Friday night, and there's just no wind in your sails.
Well, it's all gone by that point.
It's all gone.
Especially because you don't lose a 6-5 game. You don't lose a 7-6 game
And
late.
it's one thing to lose a 6-5 game.
You were uncompetitive on Friday.
But to absolutely get dominated like you do, and for it to be 6-0 before you score a run in the third, it completely takes all the momentum that you built on Thursday and just throws it down the drain.
And again, I don't know how much momentum there actually was from splitting a series against the Dodgers, but with how emotional of a win it was on Thursday, winning the way that you did, you probably carried a little something into the series on Friday, and then it was just so flat. It was flat from the word go. You were down, 2-0 before you took a swing?
Before you took a swing. Merrill Kelly with a bad start.
It's just a bad time to have a bad start. Just a bad time for Erod to have his worst start of the year. Just bad all around.
I mean, this weekend, you were down 2-0 before you took a swing on Saturday and Sunday. On Friday and Saturday.
You got outscored 20-2 in the first 2 games of this series. That's uncompetitive. You didn't belong on the field with Washington.
That can't happen.
No, that can't happen. Not if you want to hold on to one of these 3 wild card spots. Can't happen. So just a utterly disappointing weekend, but that's not all coming out of this weekend. The Diamondbacks did make a roster move that we'll get to here in hour number 2 of the program. Kind of maybe a little bit of foreshadowing of what they might do ahead of the trade deadline. And yes, I do want to weigh in this hour on the Bob Nightingale story in USA Today talking about Ketel Marte, because here we go again, talking about Ketel Marte. I've got plenty of thoughts. I'm going to try to keep myself composed when we do that a little bit later on. But today is Monday, June 8th. It is also day one of me paying off the picks segment punishment. So, Producer Evan, do you want to explain to the audience? I will showcase the first plate of wings that is here in studio for me.
We got about 10 wings here in this first batch.
Yeah, so a little controversy before the wings punishment even started. Because I bought the wrong bag of wings when I went to Costco yesterday.
There was a confusion. Also, you went sauce.
I did go sauce. I was going to get to that, but just the controversy. Because on my plate technically is only 7 wings. But I had an early ruling from the commissioner of the bet, Producer Evan. I had him look at the whole batch of wings as they were produced. I said, there's technically 18 wings in here. But you immediately pointed out a couple that are a little bigger than the normal traditional wing.
And so I have determined if they were bigger than the wings they brought in on Friday, we'll count those as 1.5.
So what we are going to ultimately do is I'm going to eat, we think this is 25 total wings worth of meat.
Correct.
In not just the plate that I have here, but the other batch that's in the fridge that I'm going to heat up for hour number 2 of the program. So I'm prepared. I've got my napkins here. I've got my wings here. We've got, if you want to show it off for the YouTube audience, we've got the wing counter that will keep track all throughout this process of the number of wings that I've eaten. So I have to eat 250 of these over the course of the next 2 weeks worth of shows for losing the pick segment. Joey Chestnut, I think, did 198 of these in like 30 minutes. So I'm bumping it up a little bit, 250, balancing it out, 25 wings a day. So I think I have to take the first bite here.
I think you got to do it on the air, on the YouTube for them to show you.
I did go sauce. I did.
You did. And what sauce did you do?
This is hickory brown sugar with a little bit of Memphis dry rub on it. So
Love that. Let's kick this thing off.
See if we can get a good. There's no crisp to these. Let's see if we can get a good bite. That's good.
That's good stuff. And you heated those up in the air fryer?
No, I used the microwave. I was a little scared of the air fryer.
I didn't hate it.
Although after the first bite, I'm wondering if I should have used the air fryer. Well, I will tell you. Shout out to my wife who helped make these. I don't know if she's watching because she knows I'm doing this today. She helped me prepare these. She's the one that suggested going sauce. I think it was an excellent decision.
I do think that
now
you would struggle.
I don't think I can do this sauce every day. I think that's going to get a little. I have a drop for this. Hold on. Oh, it's on a different page. Oh,
you have to mix it up.
Yeah,
Are you a hot wing guy?
Now this may be a little laborious, so just bear with me here for a second. It may be a little too much. Am I hot? So one of the things she suggested was Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah.
I didn't want to lead with that. I wanted to get some wings down.
Yeah, I think you do Frank's Red Hot and you add some butter, and then you really want to get crazy, add some honey.
So Michael says the crispy are easier to eat. I don't think so. I think that crunch on the outside might be a little more challenging. This is a delicious wing, by the way. So shout out to my wife who helped.
You really want to make them crispy? Use a little cornstarch on there.
Do I want that though? Do I want those carbs?
It's the age-old question.
I will tell you, these are delicious.
Good.
So we're off to a really good start.
Good.
So we'll keep an update on this. There'll be stuff out on the social media account. You'll see me eat throughout the show with these wings. We'll keep a tracker, and then at the end, during the leftovers, we'll get a final tally on how we did during this day. Okay. 480-864-1060. That's the phone number. You want to chime in. I got some wings to eat. When we come back, it's minicamp week for the Arizona Cardinals. Will they or won't they? Well, it looks like we already got one answer. We'll talk about it next. A lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Myles Garrett getting traded. It certainly felt like there was something. A guy who said he wanted out, then you paid him to stay. Then he restructures his deal. The new coach comes in, hasn't met with Myles Garrett, and then all of a sudden he gets traded. I give the Rams credit, and I still would have been all in on a wide receiver, skill position player, because if you're all in to get Myles Garrett, be all in to get another weapon here.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey, it's Audrey from the Dave and Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet. Period. Full stop. Especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer, let me repeat, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt attracting carpet soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
Foreigner, celebrating 50 years.
You're as cold as ice.
5 decades of hit songs. Come alive on one stage. Foreigner. Sunday, October 18th, Talking Stick Resort. Tickets on sale now at TalkingStickResort.com. All the hits on one stage. Foreigner, celebrating 50 years, live.
AAA membership travels with you in any car, whether driver or passenger. It's 24/7 expert help with towing, battery, and branch services across the valley. Join AAA for less than $6 a month and add loved ones for half off. Call or visit your local branch today.
Try the turkey, bacon, and avocado at Port of Subs. Fresh, craveable, and loaded with flavor. Order now at portofsubs.com.
Slice fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. No one wants to hear what I've been saying for years, but I'm going to keep banging that drum anyway because it's true. The NHL postseason is the best postseason, and the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy to win in all sports. The regular season is the ultimate grind. There is no load management or tanking like the association, and then it ratchets up in the postseason where every series is a best of 7, and you're playing every other night for 2 months, and every single game, every single period, every single shift feels like a war of attrition, and guys are getting their faces and their teeth broken and still refusing to come off the ice. And then there's overtime after overtime where stress levels are enough to make me want to stroke out from my own couch. And if you disagree with what I'm saying, you just haven't seen it. If you disagree, you're just wrong, because these dudes on skates prove me right every single year at this time. The best postseason is the NHL postseason. I'm Jim Rome.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan on the other side of the glass. The voluntary portion of Cardinals camp is behind us. And this week starts the mandatory portion. Mandatory minicamp for the Cardinals starts tomorrow, practices on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it appears as if we've got one of the two answers that we are looking for. Because a report this morning from Josh Weinfuss, Jeremy Fowler, Jacoby Brissett is planning to report for Arizona's mandatory minicamp this week. So after missing all of the OTAs, missing phase 1, missing phase 2, Jacoby Brissett will show up to mandatory minicamp starting tomorrow. At least that is from a latest ESPN report. Now, if Jacoby Brissett decided not to show up, the fines could have tallied up to $107,911 if he didn't show up. Those are the maximum amount of fines that can be levied based on the CBA. Now, I do think this part is very important because in the story from both Josh Weinfuss and Jeremy Fowler, they said this, quote, while Brissett will be in attendance, it's uncertain how much on-field work he will do, sources said, end quote. So my read of that is it went from a holdout and it will now become a hold-in. So Jacoby Brissett will be there so that you are unable to fine him based on what the CBA allows you to fine him. But he's not necessarily going to be out there running with the ones, getting a ton of reps. It's going to basically be much of what phase 1 and phase 2 of OTAs looked like. A lot of Gardner Minshew, a dabble, a sprinkle of Carson Beck. And Jacoby Brissett will be there. He probably won't meet with the media, probably won't talk with the media. And to be honest, him being there and not doing anything is almost more of a distraction for Mike LaFleur. It's almost more of a cloud hovering over things for the Cardinals. I think, honestly, him showing up and being a hold-in is the less desired result. I think him holding out, at least he's away. They can find him and they can just continue on. If he's there tomorrow, he's going to get asked about it. Now, he was going to get asked about it tomorrow no matter what. Whether or not Brissett was there or not there, Mike LaFleur is going to have to answer those questions. But if he's there and he's not participating and he's not doing anything or he's working off to the side, and we've seen this. This is the new way players go about getting their contractual demands filled. They don't hold out and not show up because they don't want to get fined, although most of the time the teams will give the fines back at the end. But you're starting to see more players be hold-ins where, well, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be here. I'm going to wave to the fans. I'm going to, wave to everybody, but I'm not going to actually do anything. I'm not going to be operating at 100%. This is kind of the new norm, and it looks like tomorrow Jacoby Brissett is going to at least do that portion. Now, I haven't heard anything about Josh Sweat, whether or not he's going to show up tomorrow. He's the other holdout that we're keeping an eye on. He's another guy like Jacoby Brissett that wasn't at any of the phases of OTAs. Is he going to show up tomorrow? Is he going to have a hold-in like Jacoby Brissett, or is he going to be a full participant? So even though we've moved closer to getting an answer, even though it looks like we've gotten half of this problem solved, I still have plenty of questions going into tomorrow's camp.
100%. I think there's going to be a ton of questions going forward just until we start tomorrow. Because Josh Sweat, these are things that we've seen before. Him not show up to OTAs, we've talked about that. This is a very different circumstance. What it's going to look like with Jacoby Brissett is a very different circumstance. Like, I don't really know, all in all, what that's going to look like. So there's a ton of questions because it's not cut and dry for them. And let's face it, a team that's in a position where it should be more cut and dry, those aren't really the answers to this point.
And again, does Brissett showing up tomorrow really solve the problem at hand? He still wants a new contract. The Cardinals, at least everything up to this point, tells us they're not interested in meeting those demands as they are currently presented to them. And remember, Jacoby Brissett represents himself. He does not have an agent. So he doesn't have somebody advising him whether or not to be a holdout or a hold-in. He's making that decision. I'm sure he has, people in his corner, friends, family members that he trusts as like a counsel that he talks to about these decisions. But ultimately, the decision relies on him. He's the one making the call. He doesn't have an agent that is whispering in his ear, an agent that is trying to guide him through all of this. So if he shows up tomorrow, that's at least, I think, somewhat a step in the right direction. But if he's just a hold-in and he's not actually doing a whole lot, are we closer to a resolution? I guess him being there is closer to him being the starter week 1 of this season, right? I mean, him being there got us closer to him starting week 1 than him not being.
Correct. Him being there is really a step in the right direction. I don't know if it's
not a huge step.
It's not a jump.
Right. It's a baby step.
But it's a step. So I do think it is better to have him in the building. It does not answer the question or the problems that they've had all offseason, or it doesn't get him a new contract. Those are facts.
Right. Him showing up tomorrow doesn't mean that a new contract is in place. In fact, the ESPN story says that they don't expect a new deal to get put together in the next day or two. So that part of it's not resolved. And that is what has gotten us into this mess in the first place. So yes, him showing up tomorrow is at least, I guess, in his mind, a show of good faith that, listen, I wasn't here for the voluntary stuff because I wanted this new deal, but the mandatory stuff, I'm a team player. I'm going to show up. Now the question is, how much does he do tomorrow? Does this cross over into the hold-in variety, or does he show up and he's a full participant? If he shows up and he's a full participant, that is him kind of showing, I'm a team player here. I sat out the voluntary stuff, but I'm here. I'm present. I'm going to give you my 100%. I'm going to be the starting quarterback of this team. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. But I don't necessarily feel all that better about the cloud that hovers over both of these situations.
No, and I don't think you can. I don't think this report coming out yesterday makes me feel different about it really in either way.
So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow when mandatory minicamp for the Cardinals opens up. Practices tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll see if Jacoby Brissett does, in fact, show up like this report is suggesting. And then we'll keep an eye on Josh Sweat as well. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also chat away with us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it happened again. Complaints about Ketel Marte. We'll dive into him next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crows, Whiskey Myers, blues-soaked guitars, outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. Saturday, August 15th. Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americafirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility terms, creditworthiness, change in conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal opportunity lender.
Meineke always treats your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke's certified technicians will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care. Schedule an appointment at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Update your kitchen. Act now and get up to 51% off your cabinetry plus free upgrades during our summer remodel sale. Going on all month long at Diamond Kitchen and Bath. Find cabinets that fit your style and budget and enjoy a smooth, worry-free remodel backed by our in-house install team. Walk into any of our 4 Valley showrooms or visit diamondkitchenandbath.com today to save on the kitchen you've been waiting for during our summer remodel sale. That's diamondkitchenandbath.com.
In Arizona, we expect big things. The Grand Canyon, wide open skies. And now there's Jumbo Buck Scratchers from the Arizona Lottery. They're bigger than big. They're jumbo. They've got jumbo prizes up to $1 million, jumbo bonus multipliers, and a jumbo promotion with $2 million in Players Club prizes with a grand prize of $1 million. So go for big, go for jumbo, and play Jumbo Buck Scratchers today. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Myles Garrett getting traded. It certainly felt like there was something. A guy who said he wanted out, then you paid him to stay, then he restructures his deal. The new coach comes in, hasn't met with Myles Garrett, and then all of a sudden he gets traded. I give the Rams credit, and I still would have been all in on a wide receiver, skill position player, because if you're all in to get Myles Garrett, be all in to get another weapon here.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you. We got a recap of the weekend. We look back at our weekend winners coming up here in about 10 minutes or so. I know something gets prime billing in the rundown when on a Sunday morning, producer Evan texts me just a Twitter link. I know that it's usually something that's going to go into the show. And that's what happened Sunday morning when I got a text message from producer Evan sharing the story that was dropped by Bob Nightingale of USA Today as part of his, roundup of Major League Baseball. The main premise of the story was talking about Giancarlo, about Tarek Skubal, and then a bunch of other stuff in there talking about the Yankees and Stanton being hurt and Judge now being hurt and all this other stuff. And then just kind of buried in the piece is the following blurb that has caused another firestorm. Quote, meanwhile, Diamondbacks second baseman Ketel Marte, who the D-backs tried to trade during the winter, continues to frustrate segments of the organization by opting to take days off. He sat last week when Shohei Ohtani, the Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher, against the Diamondbacks, and then played the next day and hit a walk-off home run, end quote. And the phrase that everybody's running with, continues to frustrate segments of the organization. I feel like we're back at post-trade deadline last year.
We're having the same conversations we had last year.
I will tell you, I have a lot of thoughts. And I'm not really sure where the right place to start is. But I think where I want to start is how cowardly I think all of this is. How hit piece-like this feels yet again about Ketel Marte. Because we did this song and dance last year when he didn't play that first game after the All-Star break. Caused a huge uproar, apologies, Perdomo defending Torrey, talking about it, and then it was all kind of put in the past. And then we got to the winter, and we said, hey, if that was really the last straw, if that was enough is enough, you can't repair the relationship between Ketel and his teammates, Ketel and Torrey, Ketel and the organization, everybody involved, Torrey and the players. You got to do something, right? Our entire offseason was, if this is irreparable, you're either trading Ketel or you're getting rid of Torrey, right? Because the players...
You had to make one of those moves.
The players were unhappy with Torrey. We said, if you can't fix it, somebody's got to go. Well, clearly, they felt like they fixed it because they didn't trade Ketel Marte. They didn't fire or move on from Torrey Lovello. They kept everything the same. And I'm sorry. I just have a problem. When we did this all last year and you had your chance to trade him, you didn't take it. You didn't trade him in the winter. You got offers, maybe not offers you liked, but you had offers. And so if this is a player that frustrates you to the point where you're going to now, again, in the middle of the season, leak it to a reporter that segments of the organization is frustrated, what segments? Are we talking people in player personnel? Are we talking about the GM? Are we talking about the owner? Are we talking about people that sell tickets? Are we talking about the medical staff? Segments of the organization. Who are we talking about? Coaching staff, Torrey, other guys on that staff? Who are we talking about?
Nobody knows.
Because here's what I will tell you. If it's the segments that were in the player personnel and GM departments, I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for you. You had
put
your
yourself
chance.
in that spot.
You had your chance. If you thought Ketel Marte was such a problem, by the way, don't think he is. Did you see the way the teammates and the bench reacted when he had the big hit against the Dodgers? Did you see the emotion out of everybody? That didn't look like a teammate that's bothering everybody else in that room. So what, he takes a day off. Producer Evan, can you look this up for me?
Of course.
How many games has Ketel Marte played in this season? Because I think it's 60. They've played, I think, 65 games as a team. They're 34-31, so I know that math. It's 65. He's played in 60 of the 65 games.
No, he's played in 61.
My apologies to Ketel Marte. He's played in 61 of the 65 games.
61 of the 65
Four
games.
times. Producer Evan, can you break out the trademarked lunch break calculator, please?
Of course.
Can you do 4 divided by 65 and tell me what it says?
He's only sat out 6% of the games this year.
That's a player that's frustrating segments of the organization? We are in an era where the NBA would kill to have players only miss 6% of the games. They had to put a rule in place that you weren't eligible for an award unless you played 65 games because the load management had gotten out of control. Other leagues are jealous of the idea of a player only missing 6% of their games. Ketel Marte has been more than available for this Diamondbacks team. This is nowhere near approaching some of the complaints and criticisms of Ketel Marte in the past. Because I'll tell you what, you know how I know it hasn't been the case? There hasn't been a single time other than when this story dropped, that there was a major complaint about Ketel missing time. Any of those 4 times that he's been out of the lineup, I have not seen the social media firestorm of, why is Ketel Marte not in the lineup? In fact, everyone's been like, yeah, he's kind of played a lot here. We want to keep him healthy and fresh because he's a guy that gets hurt quite a bit. So, all right, this feels like a nice little off day for them.
And that was my next thing I was going to say. Is this isn't a guy who has had like a clean bill of health his entire career. Like, this is a guy who's dealt with a lot of injuries.
So do you want him to take an off day or do you want him to push through it and then miss 6 weeks? You can't have both. You can't have the guy that plays every day and the guy that doesn't get hurt. That's not who Ketel Marte is, especially at this stage of his career. I'm sorry. I think this is a joke. I think this is an embarrassment from the organization that this gets leaked. If you wanted out, you had the exit ramp in the winter. You had it. It was there. You decided none of the offers were good enough. You decided in that moment, as a general manager, Mike Hazen, you decided these offers are not good enough. So I would rather take Ketel Marte, warts and all, over these offers. That this player, warts and all, is better than the offers I'm getting from all of these teams. So you decided to give him his 10-5 rights, meaning he can waive a trade. You gave him that by allowing him to stay on this roster going into the spring season, to go into the beginning of the regular season. You decided we're going to make sure he gets his 10-5 rights now. meaning he can veto any trade. So you don't have the exit ramp that you had in the winter. And so this is a guy who's been red hot. And Code says, I think it's more the optics of it, at least for me. Hard to justify playing in 20 straight games versus the Rockies and the Giants with an off day before the Seattle series. Do you understand what Ketel Marte, what the team's record is when Ketel Marte is in the lineup and is producing? When Ketel Marte is in there and he isn't producing, they lose a lot.
But I also get it from Code's perspective.
But this
it's a tough day to sit out. Like it is optically, it's never going to look good.
Is there ever a time where a day off is optically good? You got guys making millions of dollars.
I mean, unless you play catcher.
Right. Catchers don't get beef for taking days off.
That's the hardest.
It's the hardest
taxing position, yeah. But this is one of those things where you knew sitting out against Shohei Ohtani was going to raise those questions from a fan perspective. But to see it drummed up again in the media is what is so shocking.
I'm sorry.
Given how Thursday went the day after this story, given how, this is just a weird timing again for this story to come out. Last year, it felt more like an issue, right? Because of the report that he had gone home and there were so many other things going on. This year, it feels less substantiated, but the fact that it's being drummed up again just makes you a little nervous. This is not the first time we've heard about this.
He played all 3 games in Seattle. He didn't duck that challenge. Seattle's got the best pitching staff in baseball, or one of. He hit leadoff and played in all 3 games. He took a day off against Ohtani. And by the way, he's played in 2 other games against Ohtani, so you can't even throw that against him, that he's avoided him his whole career, that he just, chooses to not play those matchups. He played all 3 games against Seattle. He played in 3 of the 4 against the Dodgers? He took off against Ohtani. What day was that? What date on the calendar was that? Because I just want to look at how many days in a row it was up until that
Wednesday, June 3rd, he took off against Ohtani.
So June 3rd, he played against, he sat down against Ohtani.
Yes, that was the day he did not.
Right, so
he did not play.
This is going to require a little bit of work here, but I'll look at the box scores. I'll look at the game logs, and I want to see the last time that Ketel Marte took a day off in which he was not in the starting lineup before he took the day off against Ohtani. And you may think it's convenient. You might be right. But if it's 15, 20 games in a row where he's been playing, I think it's Coach talking about an off day on May 28th. I'm not talking about a team-wide off day. I'm talking about the last time a lineup got rolled out there and Ketel Marte wasn't in the line. So before that, producer Evan, do you have the Diamondback schedule up? Because I'm going to do something very clunky here, but I think it's the only way to do this.
Let me pull it up here.
Because he did not play on the 3rd. Played on the 2nd, played on the 1st, played on the 31st, played on the 30th, played on the 29th, right? They had an off day against...
in between that Giants-Seattle series, the 28th.
He played in all 3 games against San Francisco. He played in all 4 games against Colorado. Did they have a 3-game series with San Francisco?
3 games against
He
San
played
Fran.
all 3 against San Francisco.
And then 3 games against Colorado.
The 17th. The 17th of May. Did they play?
They did, yes.
So the 17th of May, he did not play. Then June 3rd. Open up the calendar here. The 17th. That's one.
It's 15 straight games.
Okay. It's more than 2 weeks. I'm sorry, this is not a guy that has chronically taken time off this season. This is not a criticism that you can levy against him. And I think it's a joke, and I think it's an embarrassment that it leaks now. When he's coming off of a stretch, single-handedly carrying this team. Nobody had anything to say about him taking time off, about him missing that game on the 17th that we just mentioned. Nobody had anything to complain when he's getting walk-off hits and he's tearing the cover off the ball, and he's an MVP candidate. And so Code, and I'm sure many others out there share that opinion. They want to talk about the optics of who he sat against. I want to talk about the optics of when this story drops. This story drops the moment he starts to go into a little bit of a lull after carrying the team. Nobody's complaining about Ketel Marte when he's carrying the team, but everybody wants to complain the moment he takes a day off, he's struggling, and the team results turn a corner. So if we want to talk about optics, it goes both ways. The optics of the leak, not great. And the optics of who he took time off against apparently isn't great either. Although he played the other 3 games in this series. And oh, by the way, 2 of the games that he played in, they won. So, including having the big hit against the Dodgers. So he really shied away from the challenge of facing the Dodgers. 480-864-1060. It's the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. I get fired up about this because the timing of it just stinks to high heavens. Is Ketel Marte a perfect player? Absolutely not. Warts and all. You had your chance to litigate this out. You had your chance to have this full-blown discussion and decide as an organization where you wanted to go. You made your choice. I don't want to hear the complaining. I really don't. You made your choice in the winter that those offers weren't good enough that you wanted to keep this player warts and all. Okay, then you've got to deal with warts and all. We've also got you on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, we recap the weekend that was, and to the surprise of absolutely nobody, it was another offer for me. That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
430 people in the Valley died from the heat last year. This summer, more lives are at risk. For someone living on the street, the heat can quickly become deadly. No shade, no water, no relief. This is tragic, and it's preventable. Thanks to you, Phoenix Rescue Mission is providing life-saving water and critical care to our neighbors in need. Help save lives this summer. Learn more at phoenixrescuemission.org/code red.
For over 50 years, they redefined rock. The spirit lives on.
Monday warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride.
Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson celebrate 50 years of Rush 50-something tour, December 1st and 3rd, 2026, Desert Diamond Arena. Tickets are on sale now at rush.com. Legends don't stop. They evolve. Rush.
This summer at Disneyland, kids rule. Let's go! First, we're going on all the best rides. Like Radiator Springs Racers. Oh, it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We want to get soaked. Yeah! We want to do everything. Play Keepy Uppy with Louie and Bingo. Dance with Mickey and Minnie. Oh, and Darth Vader will be there this summer.
Impressive.
I want to get the biggest scoop of ice cream. We're definitely staying up late for fireworks. Stay up late. Stay up late.
And this summer, kids can visit with a special $50 ticket offer. For a limited time, children ages 3 to 9 can visit both Disneyland Resort theme parks from May 22nd to September 7th for $50 per child with a one-day park hopper ticket. Visit Disneyland.com for details. It's Kids Rule Summer.
At the happiest place on earth.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RT O'Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RT O'Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
Back to wrap up hour number 1 here in the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan. Got to recap the weekend. And the way we do that is we look back at our weekend winners. Those that we picked to have an excellent weekend. And it did not go well for me.
Kyle Larson.
You're just going right to it. Just getting right to it. Kyle Larson, no.
No, unfortunately did not win. The San Antonio Spurs for both of us. How about them? Wow.
How about Wemby pulling a LeBron J.R. Smith? I saw the meme on social media of LeBron like pointing at J.R. What are you doing? Wemby tossing the ball. Although I've watched the replay about 300 times. Castle kind of looks back at him. Like he's kind of
100%. Can I say something though in general?
So I think 50-50 blame.
Wemby didn't feel very aggressive in either game 1 or 2.
Yeah, because you know why? Karl Anthony Towns.
Because the big bodega down there.
Karl Anthony Towns got him on lock. Gonna win a Finals MVP because of it.
I'm not lying. This is a legacy series for Cat. So.
Well, especially because Brunson has struggled to start. I think he's like 19 for 56 in
and
the
then
series.
when he needs to, he's been good.
Sure.
But the percentages look pretty bad. And he has not been their best player. It's mostly been Cat. And this crazy run that Landry Shaman is on.
Oh, it's Linsanity-esque.
I mean, he is on a run like I've never seen. So, unbelievable for him. Spurs down 2-0 in the series, game 3 tonight. David Malakis.
I think it's Malukas, but either way, whatever the pronunciation.
I don't think I took an IndyCar guy.
John took Joseph Newgarden, who ended up winning the race yesterday, which you could have listened to right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Congratulations, John. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Why to me?
10 wings down.
That's right. I can show off the first plate of wings. It's done. Do we? You want to take a look at these? You want me to zoom into the camera here?
No, they look good to me.
Do those classify as done?
They look good to me.
Okay. 10 down. I got to heat up the other because the last 2 that I ate during the last break,
they were cold.
They're a little cold. 2 things that are a little bit of a problem. I'm getting some pieces of chicken stuck into my teeth.
I knew that was going to be an issue. We're going to need to get you flossers just to have in the office.
And like toothpicks or something.
Yep.
And then the other thing that's occurring is I've been drinking water with the chicken and I got some burps that are kind of sitting there, which is troubling as well.
Don't have a soda with the chicken.
I want water. Just water.
Yeah. Soda after the show.
I don't have a soda with me today.
Good. I think that'd be a bad pairing.
I didn't think it was going to go well.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But maybe I should have brought one as like a celebratory when I'm done.
I don't hate that.
I will tell you, 10 wings in,
feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good.
Yep.
I don't feel bad. It's just meat. It's just chicken.
It's just chicken. E-Rod, what are we giving there?
I said he was going to get win number 100. Did he get win number 100?
No. Denny Hamlin for your boy here.
What a
win.
What an absolute joke it was. I believe Denny Hamlin won pole position, then was sent to the back of the pack. Still won anyway.
My last weekend winner was the Carolina Hurricanes, and this one is what we describe as a roller coaster.
Well, Denny Hamlin in Michigan, he never loses there. So.
Well, Denny Hamlin in Michigan was true. Denny Hamlin, by the way, since 2023, the best racer in Michigan. So I clearly did my research this week. He never loses in Michigan. They tried to give him every disadvantage they could. They sent him to the back of the group. Still wins. Denny Hamlin in Michigan. Book it, allegedly. Nope.
I got one more that I believe was a loss because he didn't make it into the playoff. So
Who was that?
I took Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, you did take Tommy Fleetwood. Why do I not have that written down?
He finished tied for 4th. What do we? That's not that's a loss, right?
Fleetwood. Yeah, that's a loss. Needed to be in the playoff. My last one was the Hurricanes, which looked great for 2 periods, then horrible for a third, and then awesome in second overtime. Or no. Actually, what am I talking about? They lost.
Yeah, they lost in 2 overtimes, 5-4. What a series that's been. It's been a roller coaster in and of itself. Hour number 2, when we come back, a power bat for the Diamondbacks. The NCAA's got a problem on their hands. We got buy or sell, and I eat more wings. All of it next, the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Injured in a car wreck? Lawbear Auto Accident Attorneys will go full grizzly to protect your rights. Shut down the lowball insurance offers and recover every dollar you deserve. Hurry to lawbear.com. That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
A small commitment, at least 1 day a week, helps reduce ground level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Ride public transportation. Carpool. Commit to 1 day and help keep ozone away. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
Chicago, Stick, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits. Your kind of tour.
For nearly 25 years, Primavera has helped thousands of Arizona students succeed with an accredited world-class education, tuition-free and from home. Don't wait. Enroll today at chooseprimavera.com. That's chooseprimavera.com.
Yes, I'm a fan of keeping mornings simple, a fan of cheap breakfast, a fan of starting the day right. And that's why I'm a fan of McDonald's, because I can grab a sausage McMuffin for $1.50. Plus, they have plenty of other goodies in the under $3 menu, like a sausage biscuit, sausage burrito, hash browns, premium roast coffee, iced coffee, or any medium soft drink. With breakfast this good, you're sure to become a fan of McDonald's too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
When I scraped my car in that parking garage, I was worried that it could be a long process to take care of it. Like a landscaper's first day trimming a hedge maze.
I have definitely already been here. Now, was it left, right, or right, left? Well, maybe I'll cut a path out and find my way back later.
But it wasn't like that. I filed a claim in under 2 minutes on the Geico app, and they handled it from there. It was taken care of almost as quickly as it happened.
It feels good to get help quick. It feels good to Geico.
Monument Valley? Check. Grand Canyon? Check. Sedona? Check. Camelback? Check. Think you've seen it all in Arizona? Well, if you haven't been fishing, you haven't seen a thing. From ponds and reservoirs to rivers and lakes, our state has no shortage of ways to cast a line for beginners and pros. And a fishing license is your passport to all of them. Get your license at azgfd.gov and discover a whole new way to see Arizona.
This summer at Disneyland, kids rule! Let's go! First, we're going on all the best rides. Like Radiator Springs Racers. Oh, it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We want to get soaked. Yeah! We want to do everything! Play Keepy Uppy with Louie and Bingo. Dance with Mickey and Minnie. Oh, and Darth Vader will be there this summer.
Impressive.
I want to get the biggest scoop of ice cream. We're definitely staying up late for fireworks. Stay up late! Stay up late!
And this summer, kids can visit with a special $50 ticket offer. For a limited time, children ages 3 to 9 can visit both Disneyland Resort theme parks from May 22nd to September 7th for $50 per child with a 1-day park hopper ticket. Visit Disneyland.com for details. It's Kids Rule Summer.
At the happiest place on earth.
The KDUS AM 1060 app is brought to you by Lawbear Auto Accident Attorneys. Hurry to lawbear.com.
That's lawbear.com. The bear has your back.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you. Thanks for hanging out with us, whether you're listening on KDUS AM 1060, you're streaming us on the free KDUS AM 1060 app, or you're watching us on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel because you want to see the wing counter in action. I got plate number 2 ready to go here. So we'll tackle these throughout hour number 2 of the program. These are the next. There's 7 wings technically on this list, but there's some beefy ones. So this is our next 10 wings. So this will get us to 20, and then I got 5 more sitting in there that I got to heat up at some point. So that's where we're at.
Currently at 10. Got another plate here for 10.
I feel fuller, obviously, than I did when we started. But I still feel like doing the 25 inside of the 2-hour show is still possible.
It's still attainable.
And I don't have to do that. I just have to eat them during the day.
During the day. You do have the day.
Right. I am attempting to eat as many of them as I can during the show so that I don't have to think about it elsewhere.
Correct.
So if I slip up and,
but
go into my fridge
technically
and
get the day.
Grab an applesauce pouch, I'm not hurting myself for the 12 wings that I didn't eat. If I get them done now while I'm here, when I go home, I can have whatever I want.
Correct.
So we're working on it. We'll keep you updated all throughout the course of the show. With that being said, it's time for the hottest takes in the Valley. You know what? I'm going to enjoy a wing while I do by yourself.
By the way, you started it. You will finish the 250 wings a day or 2 early than the 10 days.
No, I'd like all 10 days, please. Code with the ultimate tease for the next segment. Says Evan is very lenient. He's got a bright future as a judge in Lubbock County, which I think is a great reference because we're going to get to that here in the next segment. Brandon Sorsby, Texas Tech, certainly making some friends today.
Listen, we saw this on Twitter this morning, but great opportunity for everybody to learn. Always bet on yourself.
I wish I could give credit to the person that tweeted that out, but it was very good.
It was really, really funny.
All right, these are warmer.
Nice. That's good.
Than
That's
I
good
thought they were going to be. Well, no.
Oh, too hot.
A little temperature hot when I touched them.
Jacoby Brissett will get some sort of new deal in the next 2 weeks.
Wouldn't we have gotten it already? I guess they could always come to terms. But
even if it's just a raise, I consider that a new deal.
Oh.
I'm considering that.
I think he'll get a raise for this upcoming season. I don't think he'll get another year tacked on.
Yeah, I don't either, but I think they could restructure it this year.
They could.
Where he gets more money. I think that's very, very possible.
This is more challenging than I thought it was going to be.
The series against the Marlins is a, quote, really want it series for the D-backs.
Break it out to really want it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is just a step below I need it. Must win.
Yeah, it's not a must win. Nothing's a must win.
But it is a step below.
But
you have to take 2 or 3 from this Marlins team.
This
Marlins team cannot hit.
If you don't,
what are we doing? It's horrible baseball.
Yeah, should we care about the summer if we can't go to Miami and take 2 out of 3?
If you can't take 2 of 3, I don't really know what to do with that if you're the D-back. You can't lose 2 of 3 to Washington and then to Marlins.
No, you can't go 2-4 against the Nats and the Marlins. I don't think that's winning. That's not baseball that's going to get you into the postseason. So yes, this is a really want it series for the Diamondbacks.
I like that. The first bye of the week right there. The Cardinals would win the same amount of games with Brissett as they would with Carson Beck.
Give me that one more time.
The Cardinals would win the same amount of games with Brissett as they would with Carson Beck. I tend to agree.
I think there's a case to be made that they could win more with Carson Beck.
I agree as well.
But there's no evidence or data to point to say why I think that. But I just think the younger quarterback who's a better, I think, overall fit for the system, if he has an understanding of the offense, they could do well. John says, my son had a party Friday night. We had 2 pizzas and 80 wings left over. And he comes home Saturday with 2 more pizzas. I'm having like 15 wings a day every day. At least they're boneless. So these are not boneless.
Yeah, boneless does make it way easier.
It's also, I mean, to be honest with you, half the battle right now is the messiness of this.
We have a friend who he actually makes great wings. No lie, he makes great wings at home.
He should have prepared the wings for the challenge.
Yeah, I should text him. Luckily, we have 2 weeks. But we did a Friendsgiving, and he brought a bunch of different wings.
What kind of flavors do they have? I
He
need some
does.
inspiration.
He barbecue, like regular hot, and then he does a lemon pepper. Very good, very good. Shout out my guy Jer. He makes great wings. And we had these wings for weeks. And we were constantly eating wings.
I do love the little boneyard I'm creating over here with all the completed wings. That's not nice.
That's good stuff. That is really good stuff. Mitch Bratt will get his first start in the month of June.
I think I have a note that he has his first start by the All-Star break.
I will tell you exactly.
I think it's either the All-Star break or the trade deadline, but I think I said All-Star break. And I think I want to stay to having
All-Star break, yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to stay to having that entire window just in case. But if he is healthy and he can put this back stuff behind him, he's probably next man up if they need somebody. But do they need somebody right now?
Yes.
Okay. They need somebody? What's your roster move?
DFA Zach Gallen.
They're not going to do that. I know that's a very popular thing on social media right now. But they're not going to just eat the, what is it, $10, $12 million that's probably still left on his deal? He got $23 million. We're not halfway through the season, so he's got at least half the deal left.
I know what he has, but it just feels like the right move.
I've got terrible news.
No.
We're hitting a little bit of a wall.
Oh, no. It's starting to get hard.
I would put it at like a 4 out of 10 difficulty right now.
It was at 0 before this?
Yeah, hour number 1, I think it was like a 1 or a 2. Now, maybe it's because I'm trying to do the show and eat at the same time.
I also think you're making it harder. Like you're eating, talking,
yeah, that's probably
buying and selling.
Yeah, it's probably not.
You're making trades here.
Yeah, that's probably not good. I'm gonna put these things on. I'm gonna focus on buy or sell. We'll attack those during the break.
The Spurs will win their first finals game tonight.
Well, this game tonight's got a lot of controversy behind it. I think they win. I do.
Part of me the more the Knicks win these games, part of me thinks this could be a sweep, which is crazy to say.
I'm sorry. The more the Knicks win, the more you think it can be a sweep. That's how it works. The closer they get to 4 wins, the easier it is for it to be a sweep.
For it to be a sweep. It's more, what I meant is more in the manner.
The way they're winning
the way
these games.
they won
Absolutely.
game 2.
Oh, if you can't.
To weather that storm, you let the Spurs come back from 14 down and you win that game. And not only all of that, the Spurs got the shot they wanted.
Right. You got the ball in Wemby's hands with a chance to win the game, and it doesn't go down after you make just an absolute
They
mess
just
of
feel
it.
like a team of destiny right now. I don't really know what else to say. The Spurs got the shot they wanted with the guy they wanted, and it didn't go.
So are you keeping up with this Danhausen stuff?
No.
So it's a WWE wrestler, Danhausen. He curses people.
He curses
people.
Okay.
And WWE airs on ESPN streaming platform. It's where all their pay-per-views go. Premium live events. And so Danhausen has worked out an arrangement with Stephen A. Smith where if you pay Danhausen, he'll curse your enemies. He cursed
the Spurs.
No, he cursed the Hawks. He cursed all of the Knicks' opponents. Do you know when he cursed the Knicks' opponents? After it was 2-1 in the series?
They haven't lost.
They haven't lost since he's put the curse on them. There is a rumor floating around, and this is like where my two worlds meet because I'm a wrestling guy and I'm a sports guy. There is a rumor this morning in the wrestling world that Danhausen is going to be at Madison Square Garden tonight for Game 3.
That he's going to curse the Spurs?
He's cursed them the entire time, but I do think he's going to curse them again. Live and in person.
Well, now I'm a little concerned because isn't that a reverse curse? If you curse him twice,
it's a fair point by you.
It's like a double negative.
I don't know if he'll do that or if he's just there.
Yeah.
Because one of his things is that he would agree to curse the Knicks if he could have courtside seats and sit next to Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. That was part of his negotiation. Now, up until this point, he has not gotten those courtside seats. So we'll see if he gets them tonight.
So it's going to be Paul Atreides,
Danhausen, and Kylie Jenner. Yep, apparently courtside.
By the way, you ever see when the Knicks show Timothy Chalamet, they put up their Ball Atreides instead of Paul?
That's great.
That is fun.
I have not seen the Dune movies yet.
Oh, they're awesome.
I'm working through the book.
Oh, you are?
And the book is fantastic.
So the book is fantastic. And I would say it was a 2-year journey for me through Dune, the book.
I'm in a couple of months now, yeah.
In which case I finished with I'm just going to audiobook this thing.
I'm about halfway, a little bit more than halfway through.
Because I find myself getting confused on words I don't actually know and then words that are made up for a Dune language.
It's an excellent point by you. There's a little bit of both in there, for sure.
So you get a little confused because there was words I didn't know that are English words that I had never read before.
Right.
And then there was words that were part of a Dune language, but I didn't know if I had never read those before in the English language. So it was a lot of Google searches. And then resulted in I'm gonna listen.
Stomach's getting pretty heavy over here.
Oh no. You hate to hear that.
This was what I was worried about with the big wings.
With the big wings and the sauce.
I was worried about the sauce.
You knew the sauce was going to be an issue.
The sauce has made it a appetizing. Here's what I will tell you. This is why I still think I can do this. There has not been a bite yet that has been bad, where I have felt like it's too much. But
the minute you get to a point where the bite is bad,
that's when it's rough.
That's when things get dangerous.
I just feel my stomach getting a little heavy.
But right now, we're not at that point.
We're okay. I think we're going to be able to finish. How about this? I think 3 more wings get done in the next break.
Okay.
I think so.
Brendan Sorsby.
Oh, good. Oh, gosh.
Will still be drafted in the first 3 rounds.
Next year?
Next year.
Yeah, I still think he goes on either day 1 or day 2. More than likely day 2. I have so many thoughts on the ruling out of Lubbock County this morning.
And that is all we have for buy or sell. What a perfect transition from the producer of the program.
It's a great job by you. Because, yes, Brandon Sorsby, as of now, is going to be able to play football for Texas Tech. We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Myles Garrett getting traded. It certainly felt like there was something. A guy who said he wanted out, then you paid him to stay. Then he restructures his deal. The new coach comes in, hasn't met with Myles Garrett, and then all of a sudden he gets traded. I give the Rams credit, and I still would have been all in on a wide receiver, skill position player, because if you're all in to get Myles Garrett, be all in to get another weapon here.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey, it's Audrey from the Dave and Mahoney Show, and I want you to make sure that you're not letting gas prices stop you from having a clean and healthy home. Zero Res is keeping comfort affordable with powerful cleaning at a price families can feel good about. Vacuuming is not sufficient to maintain the cleanliness and lifespan of your carpet, period, full stop, especially if you've got a bunch of kids and a bunch of pets, and if you are a shoe wearer in the house. Listen, I'm not judging, but especially if you are a shoe wearer, do not leave deep cleaning to yourself with DIY dirt-attracting carpet soaking machines. No picking up equipment from the store store and returning it back later. With DIY machines, there is no possible way to extract all that dirty water out of the carpet, and it gets stuck in the mats underneath your carpet, and it makes it even smell worse, honestly. Zero Res uses their platinum-rated cleaning system that safely and effectively removes all of the deeply embedded nasty dirt, dander, and bacteria. And they have big summer savings for 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $129 and $499 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPhoenix.com or call 480-507-2419 and ask for the KDUS special.
Stained. Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union series.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but Northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. There have been 5 teams in NBA history to come back from an 0-2 deficit to win the finals. That alone puts the San Antonio Spurs in a tough spot. But the real problem isn't the deficit itself. It's where those losses happen. Losing games 1 and 2 at home. Now they're on the road. The distinction matters because while 5 teams have rallied from an 0-2 deficit in the finals, no team has ever dropped the first 2 at home and come back to win the title. Now we're in Madison Square Garden tonight. Of course, writing off Victor feels foolish. The Spurs have the kind of player who can alter a series by himself, not to mention we've seen stranger things happen before. Still, every comeback needs a starting point, and history suggests this mountain is steeper than most. The Spurs aren't just trying to become the 6th team to overcome an 0-2 deficit to win the NBA championship. They're trying to do something no team in the history of the league has ever done. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. Meguiar's makes car care easy, but some jobs require a little more muscle. Headlight restoration, deep cleaning dirty carpets, maintaining all-weather mats, and caring for your leather. Now you have Meguiar's new Quick Solutions kits. They remove the guesswork with an all-in-one solution featuring a specialized drill attachment brush for faster, more powerful cleaning. Meguiar's Quick Solutions kit tackle that next car project with ease. Meguiar's, celebrating 125 years of car passion.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I think it's safe to describe this as the news of the day. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby granted a temporary injunction this morning against the NCAA, a move that will, at least as of now, allow him to play this season for Texas Tech and the Big 12. A Texas judge, and Texas is a big state. This was a judge in Lubbock County, which, by the way, is where Texas Tech resides. And this will allow Sorsby, despite betting on college sports, while he was at the institutions he was betting on, this will allow him to play a preliminary injunction that prevents the NCAA from punishing him for violating its rules on sports gambling. The judge in the case, Ken Curry, said that Sorsby's attorneys did demonstrate that he will suffer, quote, probable, imminent, and irreparable injury, end quote, if he is unable to play for Texas Tech this upcoming season. And so this is a monumental, this is a landmark injunction given to Brendan Sorsby, because if you didn't think it before, it became official today. The NCAA does not exist. The NCAA can put out whatever statements it wants. It can make whatever rulings it wants to make. The NCAA as an institution means absolutely nothing anymore. Because if you are able to shop around and find a court in a jurisdiction that's favorable to you and get an injunction that says a player who gambled on his own teams while he was there is still eligible to play in that sport, despite a clear violation of the rules that the governing body, the NCAA, has. If you're able to just wave a magic wand and make all of that not real, and Brendan Sorsby can play, then the NCAA is not a governing body. And we knew this. We've known for a long time that the NCAA doesn't carry any weight anymore, but this is such a brazen, in-your-face repudiation. How about that for a big word today on the show? Of the NCAA as an institution. It's over. It doesn't exist anymore. The NCAA cannot rule against anybody because this today showed the playbook. It showed the roadmap. You don't like a ruling? Go find a courthouse. Go find a judge. Go find a jurisdiction that's going to be a little more favorable to you and just get one legal entity to rule in your favor. Because what's the NCAA going to do? They can appeal. They can't punish him in the process, so he's going to get to play this season. He is suspended for the first 2 games. It was a punishment that his team put out there, so he's not going to play the first 2 games of the season. But guess what? This impacts ASU. They've got Texas Tech on their schedule in Lubbock, in Texas Tech. Early on in their Big 12 campaign, they're going to have to play Brendan Sorsby. They're going to have to play Texas Tech, playing with, by common sense tells you, a player that should be deemed ineligible. And how about this? From Ross Dellinger over at Yahoo Sports. Quote, Big 12 ADs tell Yahoo Sports they've had serious talks on not playing Texas Tech. One SEC AD says there should be conversations about not playing Tech, quote, in any sports, end quote. That's words. I want to see Graham Rossini come out right now and say, we will not travel to Texas Tech and play them with Brendan Sorsby, because you can very easily make the case. The integrity of the game is in question. A guy bet on his own team while he was a player, while he was at those institutions. What's to say he's not going to throw a game? You can't prove that he's not going to. You can't prove that he can, but you've got data that says he's done it in the past where he's bet on his own team. So how do you know that when he steps on a football field that he doesn't have any action anywhere? You can't.
You cannot trust any game he plays in to say that it is 100% this game was held up to its full integrity.
And so if I'm Graham Rossini, if I'm any AD that's going to go to Texas Tech or play Texas Tech at any point this season, you want to show some character, some morals, you want to show some gumption really early on, some integrity, you want to go out on a limb, you say, not playing Texas Tech if Brendan Sorsby's the quarterback. Not going to do it. I'm not going to play against this institution that is clearly violating the rules, knows they're violating the rules, but doesn't care. And I am not going to allow a ruling by a judge in a county that's probably pretty favorable to Texas Tech to upend the integrity of this sport. Not going to allow it. So great, some ADs that don't want to put their name to it are saying that they have had serious talks. I want to see action. I want to see some ADs come out today, put their name on the record and say, we will not play Texas Tech. See what Tech does then. See what the College Football Playoff Committee does then, when now all of a sudden an entire conference worth of games you don't know what to do with, because Texas Tech is going to have a lot of wins on their schedule for teams that say, no, we won't play you. And if it wants to go down as a forfeit, we'll take that. The problem is the incentives don't make sense for teams to do that. You're punishing yourself. I would love Graham Rossini to come out and do that, but he's only punishing ASU's chances to have a successful season by doing that.
Correct.
The incentive structure for college athletics right now is completely backwards.
College football, college athletics is completely broken. Today was the nail in a coffin that put probably the note that the NCAA does not matter. The NCAA now holds zero power. That's what today proved to me.
I want to read you a tweet from Peter Burns, who works over at ESPN. He tweeted this morning. And he's joking, but this is what today's ruling opens the door for. Quote, hear me out. LSU should just sign Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase on their NFL bye week. Let them play. NCAA declares it's illegal, but just find a Louisiana judge to file an injunction. Rules are just pesky suggestions now, end quote. Now, that is a outlandish straw man argument. Granted, it's a straw man argument, but you've opened the door for stuff like this. You've opened the door to, and I don't even think Peter understands the point he's making here. The NCAA declares it illegal and then just find a Louisiana judge. Is the NCAA after today going to care what they rule?
No.
Because the NCAA knows even if we rule whatever way, you're going to be able to go to a courthouse anywhere in whatever jurisdiction you want to find and get a ruling that's going to suit you to get what you want. So the NCAA may say, you know what? Who cares anymore? We're not going to make any rulings because our rulings aren't going to be held up because everybody can find a judge. So you know what? You can all figure it out yourself. We don't care about NIL. We're not going to enforce that. We're not going to enforce any of this because what's the benefit to us? We got to pay a lot of money in legal fees. We got to bring ourselves to court. We got to defend ourselves, and we lose every single time. Somebody's able to find a judge either originally or on appeal and get a temporary restraining order, a TRO, or a preliminary injunction and get the legal result that they need. This is an absolute joke. The NCAA does not exist anymore. And so somebody's going to have to step in and do something, or else this is actually going to become the wild, wild west. Forget NIL. This has nothing to do with NIL. This has to do with the NCAA as a rules governing body, unable to make rules and unable to govern the members under which they purportedly oversee. An absolute joke. A joke that this ruling comes in today. We first talked about Brendan Sorsby and this original report of him gambling. We talked about it through the context of, is he going to go to the NFL supplemental draft and should the Cardinals be interested? And we said they're going to fight this out and it's going to be a long time. And the NCAA ruled, no, you're not eligible because they have common sense. You can't gamble on the sport that you play on the team that you reside on and expect to be able to play the sport. Apparently, according to a judge in Lubbock County, that's not common sense. That's actually the wrong approach. I'm sorry, I need to see an athletic director inside the Big 12 come out and say, we're not playing Texas Tech this year. I need multiple ADs in the Big 12 to back up what they're leaking to reporters, that they're having some conversations about it. How about we turn that into actions and say, listen, we're not going to play Texas Tech if this is how they're going to operate.
This is ridiculous. This is a complete and utter mistrust of college football. Like, I just don't know how you get back if you let them play.
No, it's over. It's over. College football as we know it ended. It's done. It does not exist anymore. something is going to have to fill the vacuum that currently exists, whether it's through legislation in our government or whether it's through a super league that gets created by teams in the SEC and the Big Ten that force the hands of some of these institutions. But the NCAA has no more weight. It does not exist anymore. Now, it didn't long before this. Once NIL happened, they kind of ceded the floor on a lot of stuff. But this felt like the one area that they actually had the moral high ground, that they actually were making some sense on, hey, listen, you can't bet on your own team. Can we all agree on that? Because guess what? That's how it works in the NFL.
You're done.
That's how it works in Major League Baseball. That's how it works in the NBA. That's how it works in the NHL. Now, that's all because those are professional leagues that have unions, that have collective bargaining agreements. And so you can't point to this does me harm when you play for those leagues, you sign up for their rules as part of a collectively bargained agreement. This is why there needs to be a collective bargaining agreement between these institutions, these teams, and some governing body. You have to come up with rules so that this stuff can't happen. Because if not, it's the Wild Wild West.
Today was the Wild Wild West. From now on, it's the Wild Wild West.
What's to stop somebody who is playing in the, the UFL?
Yes.
To come back and say, who cares about eligibility?
Nothing's stopping them. That's the issue.
Right.
Nothing is stopping them at all. That's the issue.
There's no governing body that is allowed to enforce rules in this sport right now. None. You know, the term Wild Wild West meant back in the day that there were these towns, these outposts out in the West where there were no rules. There was just a sheriff that kind of kept order, right? There wasn't actually anybody overseeing the laws of the land. Everybody kind of governed themselves. That's what the NCAA has become. This is the Wild Wild West. Honestly, what's stopping a team from saying, what are we up to now? 75 teams in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
What's stopping a team from saying, this is actually harming us for it to only be 75 teams? It should actually be 80. It should actually be 85.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing really.
I mean, what's stopping any rule from being challenged right now? If you can find a judge that's going to be favorable to your cause to sign off that, actually, there's been harm done against you, so I'm not going to allow the NCAA to enforce that rule. I mean, rules don't matter. You're probably a little too young for this. Are you familiar with the show Whose Line Is It Anyway?
No.
It's an improv comedy show. It was like a game show. And Drew Carey was the host. And one of the first things he said, where the points don't matter. The rules are made up and the points don't matter. That's the NCAA. And nothing matters. Nothing matters. It's all made up. You can write it down on a piece of paper. You can have a little book that says these are the governing rules of our sport. It doesn't matter when something like this can happen today. This is just the beginning of this. I hope some athletic directors in the Big 12 grow a spine and decide to stand up for this and decide to say, you know what, we're not going to play Texas Tech. And if you get enough of them, and if you get the entire conference, good luck if you're the college football playoff committee, deciding what you want to do with the Texas Tech team that's probably going to go undefeated on paper. You're going to put them in the playoff? What are you going to do?
That's the conversation they're going to have.
It is absolute insanity that this can be allowed to fly. Insanity.
It's
and you know what?
Ruined college football today. I really can't get over it.
You know what's the non-surprising part? Is you kind of figured this was going to come.
Yeah.
You kind of figured that they would find a ruling that would favor them and we would be met with this moment. And here we are.
Met with this moment.
And it stinks to high heavens when it's a judge in Lubbock County, which is where Texas Tech resides. It's just, you want to talk about, in hour number one, we talked about the optics of Ketel Marte. You want to talk about bad optics.
I mean, this is as bad as it comes.
The worst optics you can get.
This is as bad as it comes.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you. Join the program. You want to weigh in on this. Ketel Marte, the Diamondbacks over the weekend. Cardinals minicamp starting tomorrow. That is the phone number for you to get involved in the show. You can also join us, the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, a power bat is the name of the game. The Diamondbacks might have already started to add in that department. We'll talk about it next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the lunch break with Chris Schubert.
The Spurs are the Chiefs of a few years ago.
I'll give you a better one. It's the Warriors pre all the championships. Yes. Because once Wemby and the Spurs rattle off a couple, they're villains.
But right now, they have a player like Mahomes or like Steph who is fun, who changes the game, something we've never seen before, and they have this gravitational pull.
I think it's a great comparison. Right now, it's easy to want to see Wemby and the Spurs do well because it's their first time, right? So it would be their first championship with this core.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
We're chatting with our guest, always safety first, 811 Megaphone Man.
Call 811 before you dig.
You never stray from your mission of letting homeowners, landscapers, and excavators know you should always call 811 before you dig.
Call 811.
Call for both small and big jobs. And 2 working days in advance?
811.
Any parting words? And I'm guessing they will be.
Call 811 before you dig.
Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
811.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour, the greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp. Part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
At Banner Health, we don't wait for the future. We build it. We're finding new ways to treat cancer with our own immune systems. We're among the first to treat Parkinson's with a patient's own cells. And we're a world leader in artificial heart implantation, all while training over 1,300 doctors every year. It's no small work. But to us, it's just another Banner day. Banner Health.
Hi, I'm the VP of Play at Harrah's Auction Casino, and it's time to make your summer shine with Summer Playfest. Now through Labor Day, live music, weekly winners, and one lucky guest takes home a brand new Jeep Rubicon. With Caesars Rewards, you could win your share of more than $700,000 in cash and prizes. Summer Playfest at Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 or 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Visit the Caesars Rewards Center for details.
With a Global Credit Card, you earn reward points for every purchase. Use your rewards at checkout at many of your favorite stores, or use points instead of cash when you shop online. You can even use them to book a flight up to 3 days in advance. New York, Vegas, Albuquerque. From groceries to getaways, redeem your way. Apply for your Global Credit Card now at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
You know, Producer Evan, in all of the conversations that we've had today about the Diamondbacks, we opened with them. We talked about Ketel Marte. Here we are, way overtime, by the way. This is going to be a short one. We didn't get to talk about Lou James Groover making his major league debut.
Lou James Groover.
That news broke on Friday after we were done. I walked into Producer Evan's studio where he was doing some post-show stuff, and I was like, hey, Jose Fernandez sent down. Lou James Groover called up. Another prospect being added to this team as they continue to search for the right configuration with their lineup. We know that they're looking for some help in the power department. There was a report from Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic saying that they were looking for a middle-of-the-order power bat, left-handed, that either could play first base or DH. Mike Hasen went on MLB Network Radio on Sirius and said, I think I'm looking for a power bat to add to this lineup. And perhaps they may have started to throw some darts in that direction because over the weekend,
looks like it,
they signed 33-year-old outfielder Max Kepler on a 1-year deal. Now, Kepler is currently undergoing a 80-game suspension. He was suspended before the season started for testing positive for PEDs. So he remains on the restricted list. So he doesn't have to be put on the 40-man right now. He will not be eligible for the postseason if the Diamondbacks were to make it there. He is eligible to start a minor league assignment on Wednesday when his suspension is supposed to have 15 days left. If everything goes according to plan, the first day he would be eligible to play would be June 25th at St. Louis.
Yeah,
So,
Max is an interesting character.
you know him very well. He played for the Phillies last year.
Obviously serving the 80-game suspension. It wasn't a great year in Philadelphia last year. He hit 216, 18 homers, which they're looking for. So a guy who probably would have hit 20 had he played in all 160, he played in, or all 162. He played in 127 games last year. At times it was really bad, but it wasn't all bad for Max. But it was a 216 average. It was the 18 homers. He's certainly a lefty bat who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. That's what they're looking for. I don't hate this dart throw. It really wasn't that long ago that we were talking about Max hitting 260, 24 homers. Like, that player was in 2023. So you're not rewinding the clock that far to say, okay, in 2023, he was very good, but what has caused that deterioration has been injuries, and then you throw in the 80-game suspension this year, and you just don't know what you're going to get from him if you're the Diamondbacks. But it's a guy who's seen a lot of major league experience, and it's another veteran bat who's going to have professional at-bats in the lineup.
Here's why I like it as a dart throw. If Kepler is able to very quickly get up to speed, he's able to go through a minor league assignment, and he's able to be up, let's say, end of June, beginning of July, and he's able to provide that power that the team needs. They cheaply solved one of their needs at the deadline, and they don't have to be as aggressive. They can be more opportunistic. Now, yes, Kepler would not be eligible to play in the postseason, so they would have that problem. But if Kepler was able to hit and produce what they needed, it means they can be more opportunistic. They don't have to be aggressive. They can be more aggressive in getting bullpen help, maybe adding another starter. They can be aggressive in some of their other pursuits. So the reason why I like this, if this works out, boy, you're ahead of the game.
Yeah, and he had 16 of his 18 homers last year against right-handed pitching. So that's something they need, right? Like, they're looking for a guy who can hit right-handed pitching. He's going to provide that for them. So that's a positive sign. And you're right. It gets interesting that he can't participate in the postseason if they get there. Worry about that when you get there, kind of thing, right?
Well, and if it doesn't work out in whatever limited sample he gets with the team, then you know, okay, this didn't work out. We still have time to go out there and be aggressive in the trade deadline, right? So doing this ahead of time just gives them more swings at the bat.
Buys them time.
Yeah.
It buys them a little time. They don't feel like they need to get this done. I think they wanted a left-handed power bat now. Knowing Max Kepler can't play for you in the playoffs does give you still that incentive to say, okay, at the deadline, we still need that left-handed power bat. If we are going to make a run, if this is really real, and we're going to play in some October baseball, but he buys you time to get to that point and not feel like you're still having that gaping hole in a left-handed power bat.
Yeah, I like it as a dart throw. I like what it could potentially be. And if it doesn't work out, it didn't cost you a whole lot. You still have all your options available to you at the deadline. If it does work out, then all of a sudden you don't need to be as desperate for a power bat and overpay for any of the names that we mentioned last week. So this feels one of those low-risk, high-reward type signings. And the Diamondbacks, to their credit, have a pretty good track record on those this season, right? Jonathan Loaizaga, Michael Soroka, Paul Sewald. I mean, they have plenty of those low-risk, high-reward moves that have worked out for them. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also join us the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. When we come back, it is the leftovers, all the stories we didn't get to here today, an update on Cardinals camp. 2 players showed up. We'll give you that update. And the last 2 wings on the plate, we'll give you an update on where the wings stand on day 1 of me paying off the bet for the pick segment last year. All of it next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Myles Garrett getting traded. It certainly felt like there was something. A guy who said he wanted out, then you paid him to stay. Then he restructures his deal. The new coach comes in, hasn't met with Myles Garrett, and then all of a sudden he gets traded. I give the Rams credit, and I still would have been all in on a wide receiver, skill position player, because if you're all in to get Myles Garrett, be all in to get another weapon here.
Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060. Look out, football fans. Phoenix welcomes the International Arena Football League to the East Valley, the Arizona Juggernauts. The Arizona Juggernauts take on the Pennsylvania Benjamins in a matinee showdown this Sunday, June 21st at 2:30 p.m. Mullet Arena. It's a desert showdown you don't want to miss. Fast hits, high-scoring, non-stop action. This is football turned all the way up. Tickets starting at just $19.96 at Ticketmaster.com or IALArizona.com. Bring the family, bring your crew, and feel the energy up close. Sunday afternoon, Mullet Arena. Be there when the Juggernauts defend the desert.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Living in the desert, SRP customers have some great questions, like, can I lower my electric bill? The answer is absolutely. A great place to start is making sure you're on a price plan that works best for you. We also have programs to help you use less energy and save money. Plus, as a not-for-profit, SRP already keeps rates as low as possible. SRP, delivering water, power, and answers since 1903. Find ways to save at srp.net.
2 Jeeps, $50,000. 2 big nights. Only at Casino Arizona this June and July. Earn entry starting June 1st. Then join us on Wednesday, June 24th and July 29th for the grand prize drawings. You could drive away in one of 2 Jeep Wranglers or win your share of up to $50,000 cash. Don't miss your chance to win big. Details at CasinoArizona.com. Casino Arizona, uniquely Arizona. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. is MMA Friday on the Sports Zoo with official UFC ranker Scott Lewis, brought to you by RTO Sullivan's, your home for every UFC event. The Sports Zoo is the only show in the Valley that gives you 1 full hour of MMA every week, featuring Scott Lewis's official UFC ranking changes, fight predictions for every weekly event, shocking MMA stories, and more. So tune in every Friday from 5 to 6 p.m. and then head to RTO Sullivan's every Saturday to watch the fights. Go to RTOSullivans.com for a location near you.
I do it for the love of the game. I do it for the love of the game.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Sorry, I was finishing off a wing there during the break. I got one more left on this plate.
I was going to say, how are we doing on the second plate?
And this is the total that we've eaten during the show today. And you, at any point, you can inspect these if you think that there needs to be more consumed on each wing. I don't think you're that much of a stickler. I think the idea is to just put me through pain, and you're certainly doing that. The stomach is doing okay. It's not great.
Starting to feel heavy.
Well, I think I put it on hard mode by trying to do it all during the show when that was never what I needed to do.
No, but I think I like that idea.
That
you're going to finish the show today only needing 5 more wings.
Which I think is a great place to be.
Yes.
And the other thing, too, is moving forward, I will eat some before the show, and we'll put all this out on our Instagram and our TikTok and all of our social media. I wanted the first wing bite to be on the air.
Which I think is a valiant thing for me.
And just like the last wing bite will be on the air. I will make sure that not this Friday, but next Friday, that the 250th wing
is eaten on the
air. So that's going to require some effort on my part. But I think to be able to say I did 20 wings on the air the first day and only have 5 the rest of the day, it's not even 1 o'clock. I've eaten 20 of the 25 I need to eat.
Correct. By the way,
you want to hit the sounder for this? I mean, this may be sounder worthy. I think it is. Hopefully we're talking about the same thing. Hopefully I didn't. Jacoby Brissett and Josh Sweat at mandatory minicamp for the
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
So they showed up.
They are both there.
And that's huge on the Sweat side.
It is. The other one may not matter, as in Jacoby Brissett. I don't think it matters at all. On the Brissett side, that's big.
And we'll see what they ultimately do. If these are hold-ins, even though they've shown up, I think we'll know more of that answer tomorrow.
I think so, too.
But both guys in the house.
Both guys in the house,
According
both guys there. So you feel pretty good about everything so far.
All right, what do we got in the leftovers? As I have 4 minutes or so to consume. And by the way, I think I did a great job here. I left myself a flat.
Oh, that's awesome.
To end the day. So this should be a couple of quick bites here while you share. Oh, this one's cold, though. This one's going to be tough.
Oh, no.
Oh, cold wings, not good.
By the way, I know I updated you about this the other day.
Where's my wing counter on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here? I'll let the people know.
I got to edit this.
Because what does it still say 10? We're way past 10. You can basically put 20 on there now if you want. No, you're not going to give me the 20th yet? Nah.
Wow. It's a big moment for
I'm
you.
hoping that this is the riveting radio that it feels like it is in my head. But it might not be.
Anyway, I told you about it the other day that both Jared Verse and Dylan Gabriel, both donning number 8.
Yeah, that's going to... Did that get resolved?
No. Both are going now to mandatory minicamp, both in number 8.
No. Somebody's going to have to give here. And by somebody, I mean Dylan Gabriel.
So, yes. Number 8 will be ranked. Bleacher Report.
I dropped a piece of chicken on the floor. Hold on. I just got to clean up after myself.
Oh, no.
John says it's not riveting radio. All right. Well, we tried. All right, I'm done.
Bleacher Report ranked the top 10 running back duos in football.
I got an update on the wing counter. Can I say 20, please? Boy, seeing them on the plate here, that's a lot. I just ate a lot of food.
Yeah, you did.
I'm proud of what we did, though. It's a great first day.
It's a great first day. I hope everybody enjoyed the show.
And
Doesn't sound like Code loved it.
No, John. It was John.
Oh, it was John.
No, Code had a good time. And just so the rules are clear, when I eat wings not in the building, I will send a picture of the completed wings to Evan. So he'll know that I've eaten the wing. Or I'll have my wife take a video for social media. Don't think I'm going to shortchange the bet, okay?
Nobody thinks you're going to shortchange it. Bleacher Report ranked the top 10 running back duos in football. Not on the list or an honorable mention would be the Cardinals.
How many did they name?
Which is stupid. 13 total.
And the Cardinals weren't in the top 13?
No. I'm going to go through running backs, running back duos, I believe they are immediately better than that.
Okay.
The honorable mentions were Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. I think Henry alone puts them over. James Cook and Ray Davis. I actually like that room a lot. Christian McCaffrey and Jordan James. Again, Jordan James doesn't matter, but Christian McCaffrey. Number 10, Bucky Irving and Kenneth Gainwell. Stop it. I like Bucky a lot. Gainwell is fine.
Well, I think how much of this is just going to be like we haven't seen Jeremiah Love do anything at the NFL level?
It has to be what it is. Number 9, David Montgomery and Woody Marks.
Yeah, so we're just not valuing Jeremiah Love because he hasn't played yet.
8. This one's the craziest one. Trevion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson.
Again, I think this is just proving the point.
7, Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren. Finally, at 6, you get a room that's worth anything. Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby.
Of course, the Philly guy.
Jahmyr Gibbs and Isaiah Pacheco. Bijan and Brian Robinson. Travis Etienne and Alvin Kamara at 3. That's crazy. DeAndre Swift and Monungai at 2. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum at 1.
It's going to do it for us here. Another edition of the Lunch Break in the books. Jim Rome, he is coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody have a great rest of your Monday. Maybe enjoy some chicken wings. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.
AM 1060 KDUS